Welcome dear students in flip class of Ranjana Jeed, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Government College Hoshiarpur, affiliated to Punjab University, Chandigarh. In this flip class, we will switch from theory class to the practical class. In this practical class, we will prepare a pure sample of iodoform, that is CHI3 from ethyl alcohol. Now, what is the theory of this preparation of iodoform from ethyl alcohol? We will treat ethyl alcohol with iodine and sodium hydroxide. As the reaction is exothermic, we will cool the reaction mixture at time intervals and will ultimately get the iodoform of yellow crystals CHI3. Along with that, we'll get the sodium format, that is HCOONA. So the overall reaction will be CH3 CH2OH plus I2, 4 molecule of I2 plus 6 NaOH, that will give rise to CHI3 yellow precipitate. Along with that, we'll get the sodium format HCOONA plus 5 molecule of sodium iodide plus water. Now, what will happen here? First, sodium hydroxide react with iodine, that will give rise to the sodium hypoiodide, that is having the formula NaOI plus NaI, sodium iodide plus water. Now here sodium hypoiodide, that is NaOI, not only acting as ionizing agent, that will also act as oxidizing agent. Now sodium hypoiodide, how it will act as oxidizing agent? Before going for that, we must know we have to recapture oxidation and reduction. You know oxidation, dear students, that oxidation is the addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, loss of electron, while reduction is addition of hydrogen, removal of oxygen and gain of electron. Now what will happen? And here sodium hypoiodide form will act as oxidizing agent. How it will acting as oxidizing agent? It will itself undergo a reduction by removing its oxygen, and that oxygen is provided to the ethyl alcohol, and that from that ethyl alcohol it will remove the hydrogen, and that will result into the formation of acetaldehyde. So formula is ethyl alcohol's formula is CH3 CH2OH. Then when it is react with the NaOI formed during the reaction, that will remove hydrogen. Hypoiodide will remove hydrogen and by giving us oxygen. So obviously it will oxidize the ethyl alcohol to acetaldehyde, that is CH3CHO. Its IUPAC name, you know, it is ethanol. And along with that, you are getting sodium iodide along with water. Now with this acetaldehyde, sodium hypoiodide again react. Here it will act as ionizing agent. Now it will replace all the 3 hydrogen atom of the ethanol or acetaldehyde which is present at second carbon with the iodine. So you will get I3CCHO plus you will get sodium hydroxide. Now this sodium hydroxide again react with that of the triiodoacetaldehyde, that is I3CCHO. With it will react and result into the formation of yellow crystals of the iodoform, that is CHI3. Along with that, you will get the sodium format along with that water. So this is the main theory. Now chemical requirement. Now we require ethyl alcohol 5 ml, 6 gram of iodine and 50 ml of 6% of sodium hydroxide. Now we come on the procedure. Now what we'll have to do, we'll weigh 5 gram of iodine crystals and place it in a beaker. Now dissolve this iodine in a 5 ml of ethyl alcohol. Then when it is completely dissolved in ethyl alcohol, we'll add slowly 6% of sodium hydroxide solution to it. As the reaction is exothermic, we'll cool this beaker time to time under the tap. Now we will keep on adding this 6% sodium hydroxide solution till the brown color of iodine completely disappear. After that, we'll allow the mixture to stand for some time, and what we'll see, we'll get the yellow crystals of the iodoform are formed. Now filter this yellow solid by using ordinary filtration phenomena, and after that we'll get the crude mass. Now we'll do the recrystallization of this iodoform, crude mass of iodoform. For this, we'll transfer this iodoform, crude iodoform, in a 100 ml round bottom flask, add some small amount of rectified spirit in it, fix the water condenser on the flask and heat it over a water bath. Now, after complete dissolving of iodoform in this rectified spirit, we'll filter the hot solution by making use of fluted filter paper. Cool the filtrate in ice bath. We'll get the yellow crystals of iodoform. Yellow, filter it out and we'll dry the crystal of yellow precipitate or crystals of iodoform in the fold of filter paper, and then we'll bait. In this way, we'll get the iodoform. Now let's go in the lab and perform this practical of preparation of iodoform from ethyl alcohol. Dear students, now we'll prepare iodoform in this lab. Now here it is iodine, 5 gram. Now we'll put this iodine in this beaker with the help of spatula. After that, we'll add ethyl alcohol in it along with shaking with glass rod. Slowly and slowly. As the reaction is exothermic, we'll have to cool it under the water after time intervals. So here students, you will observe that iodine completely get dissolved in ethyl alcohol. Now we'll add sodium hydroxide, 6% sodium hydroxide in it slowly along with shaking. And what you are observing, brown color of iodine getting disappear and ultimately iodoform starts forming. So students, you can see we get the crystals of iodoform, lemon yellow crystals of iodoform. As we'll feel it, it is very hot because the reaction is exothermic. So we'll cool it in a ice trough. Here it is. We'll keep it for some time. After that, we'll do the filtration, normal filtration by making use of funnel and filter paper. Now we'll do the normal filtration to get the crystals of iodoform. So in this way, we'll do the filtration. Now see the residue over the filter paper. Now we'll transfer this residue of crude mass of iodoform to the china dish. Now we'll transfer this crude mass of iodoform . Here is the crude mass of iodoform. Now we'll dissolve this iodoform in rectified spirit completely. Then it will transfer it into a round bottom flask which is fitted with water condenser for the heating purpose.
Yes.
Now we'll dissolve this crude mass of iodoform in rectified spirit completely, so that it completely dissolve in rectified spirits. Now let's move towards the another apparatus, that is round bottom flask fitted with the water condenser so as to heat it, so that recrystallize it. Now you will see the setup of the apparatus for the recrystallization of iodoform. As we already seen, we dissolve this iodoform in crude iodoform in ethanol, that is ethyl alcohol. Now we'll transfer this setup. This is round bottom flask, this is the condenser which is connected to the tap water and the exit, and it is contained in water bath, boiling water bath. Now we'll transfer this whole mixture through funnel into this. We'll heat it for 10 to 15 minutes so that it is completely dissolved in it. Then after that we'll do the filtration. We'll do the filtration by making use of the fluted filter paper. Now we'll filter this hot solution by making use of fluted filter paper. So that we get the filtrate in the china dish. Now the filtrate obtained in the china dish, then we'll place it in a ice bath so as to get the crystals of iodoform. Now we'll place this filtrate in this ice bath for some time so that the crystals of iodoform, that is of shining yellow color, lemon yellow color, will be obtained. Now you will observe, we'll get this shining lemon yellow crystals of iodoform. So hopefully, dear students, you will learn a lot from this lab. Thank you.